Okay, today I am interviewing Bonner Paddock Rin, who is the founder of OM Foundation, which I'm going to lead right into my first question so he can explain it. Bonner, welcome. And what is OM Foundation?
Thanks for having me, Linda. OM Foundation is a foundation dedicated to helping disabled children primarily in developing countries and empowering them through local charities, partnerships, teaching them how to take better care of their disabled population.
Got it. What is OM Foundation focusing on today?
Today, we're kind of have a two-prong approach. We are still developing and having big therapy centers, primarily physical, occupational, and speech therapy centers in East Africa and now Central America. So we have a big project in Uganda right now, in northern Uganda, and we also are building a huge center here in the United States that will actually continue ongoing work for all of our centers globally with trainings with nurses, doctors, and therapists.
Got it. Okay, so you have cerebral palsy. I have a daughter with cerebral palsy, and actually that's how we met. When did you know that you had cerebral palsy? When were you told? When did you know? Tell me a little bit about that journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I was misdiagnosed till I was 11 years old, and then finally got a proper diagnosis from Dr. Arnold Starr at 11 years old through some MRIs, CT scans, and a bunch of other stuff that hadn't been done. So, yeah, so basically most of my childhood was misdiagnosed and we didn't know.
And what was that like for you when you were diagnosed? Did that matter to you at that age? How did
It didn't matter to me at that age because my family never talked about it, my disability. So because I think they were unsure and I was doing very well per se and normal is what they said. So they didn't want to talk about it and have it get in my head. So honestly, I grew up the rest of my childhood and into my late 20s, never really understanding what I had.
okay. Okay, so given that, what would you tell a young person now, today, living with a disability, whether it's cerebral palsy or any disability, what would you tell them?
Yeah. My advice to them would be, embrace who you are, be very comfortable and ask questions and curious with it. And that's actually how you will get to the point where you actually appreciate yourself and don't have any blocks or any things because you've asked the questions. You have to ask yourself the hard questions about it and come to that as early as you can, because the longer you don't and avoid it, it only will grow and manifest in your life in other places.
Right, right. How do you think the world in general treats people with disabilities? I'm
The
really
world in
anxious to
general,
hear your response on this because I've been thinking about this a lot.
yeah, the world in general, it discriminates heavily against the disabled because, in our experience in all the countries we're in, we have seen a system that the country has put in place that specifically marginalizes them on the basis of that they're not going to be a high functioning citizen. Therefore, they're not going to be able to bring to the table any benefits for the country itself. Any country is set up as a system, and there's a reason a system doesn't have feelings. So a system is to function as what it needs, and disabled people generally do not bring to the system anything that they see as value. So they don't really put any effort into bringing them up to as close to equality as possible with the necessary stuff they need.
Some of the some of the countries where you have built centers, there has been children with disabilities do not get an education, do not get treated really at all like human beings. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, 100%. Like we have specific cases and specific children that have been would be anything here in the United States would be front page news on CNN or any other network based on the way that they're treated because they aren't allowed to go to school. If they are, they have to pay for it at a private school, which nobody can really afford. They aren't given any opportunities in terms of services, any really work programs. It's so severely limited compared to the United States. It's almost mind-boggling to try to share with people how much worse it is out there.
Yeah, it's really heartbreaking.
It
Um,
is.
what are your long-term goals for the foundation?
Long-term goals is to continue working with countries to help their people and finding the right local charities that are already doing amazing work in those countries and just helping support them. And also moving into the justice-based philanthropy and really trying to help adjust the systems and not just the what we call the byproduct, unfortunately, of the systems is what we're currently serving on the charity-based side philanthropy.
Okay. The mission of OM Foundation is to raise awareness and support centers that provide services to empower children with disabilities and their families to live life beyond limits in their communities. What keeps you passionate and focused on your mission?
The individual stories of the kids and meeting them and really getting to understand the impact of how even one person that we help impacts their community. We have kids now that are out there that are nurses that are really amazing uh, professions in the community and are really going to push that envelope. So it's a domino theory. It takes generations, and that's really understanding our place in that and how we can best move through the speed that we know the world works at versus what we'd like it to work at.
Right, right. What is something what is something you would like others to know about you?
Um, that about me. Ooh, I would say that at the end of the day, don't treat me any different, any better, any worse. If you put yourself in everybody else's shoes is such an important thing. So don't put me on a pedestal and don't make me think that I'm lower than anybody else. And I think you will actually tap into the genuineness in yourself when you treat me the same.
Hmm, that's very, very well said. Um, well, first of all, thank you for changing the world. I believe that what you do every day is changing the world. You have inspired me, and I know you inspire many other people. What are you most grateful for these days?
These days, I'm actually grateful for my actual time with deepening my inner circle during these times when we are kind of forced into a much more limited space. It gives us a great chance to recognize those that we really have a deepening connection with and gets quality time with them as it's limited that we what we can do out there
Right,
outside our own places. So it's really gives us an opportunity to deepen those people that we do have visits with and are able to see and choose to be like I call it my QF, my quarantine family. So
yeah, yeah,
um, it's very much deepen those connections. So I'm grateful to be able to do that and have the time to do that, which is a byproduct of what we're all experiencing.
yeah. It's nice to find the blessings in this. It's been such a crazy year. So when you can find those good things that have come out of it, it does make it worthwhile, I guess.
Absolutely. That's it. There always is that. It's hard to find it sometimes, but once you're able to do it, there are great experiences that are happening going on right now. And I've taken those opportunities and it's helped me with my gratitude deepen.
Excellent. All right, look, we did it.
We crushed it.
We did. We have time left. Thank you so much for answering my 10 questions in less than 10 minutes. Thank you for changing the world. Keep at it, and I hope I can be a part of it in some way going forward.
I want to say thank you for everything you've done for our foundation. It is very much appreciated, and your hard work over the years has duly been recognized, hopefully, and hopefully you're enjoying your jersey. And honestly, we're just super grateful. I'm grateful to have you in my life and your family with Bridget and everything else. So thank you for reaching out a long time ago when I worked at the Ducks and for
Yeah,
us becoming, having a great bond. So thank you very much for that.
you're welcome. I will always be very thankful that I did reach out.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
Bye.